We have seen earlier that when one of the many alternatives is to be selected, then we write or we design a program in C or maybe in any other language using if statements to control that selection. However, as I mentioned earlier also, that the complexity of such programs increases dramatically as the number of alternatives increases. The program becomes difficult to read and follow, and sometimes even for the person who has written that program. And fortunately, to avoid that type of scenario, C has built-in multi-way decision making statement that is known as switch statement. This is the syntax of switch case statement in C programs. Now the key features are there will be many alternatives, and from there we need to choose one alternative, and accordingly we need to process that statement. And here we will have only one switch statement, and within that switch there will be, within parentheses, there will be an expression, and that expression will have either integer or character value. And when that value will match with the value of any of these cases, then the block of statements that is written under that case, that will be executed. But it is not mandatory that always the value of this expression will match with any of the values that we have under that switch statement. In that case, after evaluating all these cases, the program control will come to this default, where default is, again, here is a keyword, and whatever statement is written under that default, that will be executed. But it is again not mandatory that we will have always this default statement, that is also optional. So if suppose in a program, if we have cases and if we don't have any default statement, and value of that expression doesn't match with any value of all those cases that are written under that switch statement, then program control will come out of that switch statement. It will not execute any statement, and then program control will go to this statement, and that statement X will be executed. Here this value 1, value 2 and all other values that will be written against in every case, they will be either a constant or a expression that will finally give you a constant value. And all these values, value 1, value 2, value 3 till value n, they will be unique in nature, means they will be different from each other under a particular switch statement in that program. And also in every block we sometimes may not have any statement, any executable statement. So block 1 may have 0, 1 or more than one statement. If it has any statement, then that will be executed if the value of that case matches with the value of that expression under that switch statement. Otherwise the program control will go to the next case and it will be evaluated. And also you can notice here that under every case, after every block of statements, there is a break, because at a time only one block of statements under one case will be executed under one switch statement. It's not that under one switch statement multiple cases will be executed. There will be multiple options, and from those multiple options only one option will be true at a time, and under that one block of statements will be executed. So once that block of statements is executed, the program flow or program control will come out of that switch statement, and it will go to the next statement that is written after the switch statement. Means in this program we have statement X, so accordingly that will be executed, and if we have any other executable statements after that, they will be executed. So always remember that under one switch statement, at a time maximum only one case will be true. Now this is a small piece of program where we have used switch case statement. Now under this switch we have this expression, this option, this service. They are variables which need to be declared beforehand. Now once the program control will come here, it will evaluate the value that is stored under option, and then it will go to this first case. If the value of the first case, if it matches with that option, then this statement will be executed, and when that will be executed, then it will come out of that switch statement, and that's why we have a break statement here. But if it doesn't match with first case, then it will go to the second case, and if it match with this value, then it will execute this statement, and again it will come out, the control will come out of the switch statement. But still, if it doesn't match with case B or second case whose value was V, then control will go to the next case where the value is C. If that matches with the value of that switch that we have under that expression, then it will execute this statement. One thing we have noticed here, that we don't have here the default statement, and another point that I want to mention here is that the break statement is not mandatory at the end of the last case, or for the, if we have default, then for that default, because the control of the program anyway will come out of that switch statement at the end. But sometimes we mention the break statement for the last case or for the default case, just to maintain the consistency. And if the value of that option, if that doesn't match with any of the cases, then nothing will happen, no statement will be executed. The control will come to this statement, and whatever we have here, accordingly that will be executed. So in this example, we have not used any default statement, and also for every case there is a executable statement. But in the next example, we will see there we will have default statement, and also for every case we will not have executable statement. So that type of case is called empty case, and for that we have chosen the same example that we have already seen in case of nested if else and else if ladder. So this is the piece of program where we have used nested if else for this problem statement, where we are providing some grade based on some range of marks. And this is the piece of program where we have used else for else if ladder. The same requirement we have fulfilled here by using two different concepts, and now we will handle the same logic, same requirement by using switch case. Now here again we have this range of marks from 80 to 100. The grade is honors from 60 to 79, first division, and so on. And in this table, what we have done, we have added an extra column where we are maintaining this variable index, and based on that we are evaluating this switch case statement. So index, how we have calculated that, marks divided by 10. So marks is this is the column for marks, and here we are performing integer division. So suppose when marks is 100, then 100 divided by 10, the index value will be 10. And when index value is 10, the grade that we are providing is honors. Now suppose if the marks is say 95. So 95 divided by 9, if we perform integer division, then the quotient will be 9. And for that also we are providing grade honors. Suppose the marks is 82. So 82 falls within this range, and 82 divided by 8, when this index value will be calculated, then the quotient value will be 8, integer division as I said, then the grade will be again honors. Now come to this switch part and case part. So switch, within that switch we have this expression where we are using this variable index, and for that we are using integer value. So that value, suppose if it is say 100, so 100, then next the control will come here. So for 100 the index value will be 10. Now here we can see that against case, the first case where the value is 10, we don't have any executable statement that we have mentioned here, no. So that is, as I said, that is empty case. So if the control finds any empty case, then it will go to the next case. And again here the next case is also empty, so control will again go to the next case, now case 8, and whatever statement is mentioned here, that will be mapped with the empty case. So whether the index value is 10, 9 or 8, always the grade that will be provided will be honors. So that is the logic of empty case. And again the range of marks for 60 to 79 is first division, that is the corresponding grade. So for 70 to 79 the grade is first division, and for 60 to 69 also, and accordingly these are the index value. So suppose if the marks is 75, so 75 divided by 7, the index value will be 7, and the grade will be first division. And when the marks is within that range, whatever the value is, and the index value will be 6, for that also the grade value is first division. And that's why when the index value is 7 and index value is 6, for both the values the grade is first division. That's why we have kept the index value, the case when the index value is 7, that case as empty, so that what if the value of this index matches with this case, then control will come here, and whatever statement is written against this case, that will be executed or that will be printed or whatever. And similar thing happens here also. For these three consecutive cases, the same statement we are supposed to execute. That's why first two cases we have left as empty cases. Now for the last range of values also, the where from 0 to 39 the grade is fail, and we have divided into four parts according to the index value. So for 3, 2, 1 and also for index value 0, the grade is fail. That's why, and since this is the last range of marks, so we don't need to mention any specific condition. When all other cases fail, then it will come here, and that's why this range of marks we have taken under default. And when the index value will not match from 10 to 4, then all other index value will fall under default, and whatever statement is mentioned here, that will be executed accordingly. So suppose if the marks is suppose 65, then what will happen, how it will work, index value will be calculated as 65 divided by 10, so that value will be 6. So here now the control, when it will come here, switch, and as index it will be 6 here. So now the control will come here, case 10 it doesn't match, case 9, the next case whose value is 9, it doesn't match, then the next case 8 doesn't match, then the next case 7, the value is 7, doesn't match, then the next case whose value is 6. So this case, the value of this case is matching with the value of this expression or this switch statement. So whatever statement we have written here or is mentioned here, that will be executed, and after execution again definitely we will have a break here, and the control of that program will come out of that switch statement and it will come here. Whatever statements now we have here, accordingly it will be executed. And as I said here, that in this program we have empty cases and we have default case also. And as I mentioned earlier also, that for default or maybe whatever case we have at the end of under that switch statement, at the end the break statement is not mandatory. So this is how the switch case statement works in C programs. I hope you have understood the concept. With that hope I end today's class. Thank you.